Clint Eastwood has always been notoriously private, especially when it comes to his personal life. But when the doors to his secluded garage were finally opened, what was revealed stunned even his most dedicated fans. This wasn't just any garage, it was a hidden piece of history, carefully preserved and steeped in mystery. What lay behind those stone walls wasn't just unexpected, it left people absolutely speechless. Tucked away in the scenic coastal town of Carmel, California lies one of the region's most iconic and historically significant estates, Mission Ranch, spanning 22 acres. This breathtaking property overlooks the winding Carmel River and offers panoramic views of the Pacific Ocean. Its roots go deep back to the mid-19th century when it first operated as a humble dairy farm. Over the decades, it served many purposes, from a bustling barn and rustic dance hall to an officers' club during wartime. Despite its rich history and undeniable charm, Mission Ranch was once at risk of vanishing beneath waves of modern development. By the mid-1980s, plans were already in motion to convert the historic property into a sprawling condominium complex. That's when Clint Eastwood, actor, director, and former mayor of Carmel, stepped in December 1986. Eastwood purchased the property, driven by a mission to preserve its historic essence. With a deep emotional connection to the land and its story, he refused to let it fall victim to commercialization. Instead, he embarked on a passionate restoration project, determined to bring the ranch back to life in a way that honored its legacy. One particularly intriguing part of this restoration was the addition of a garage, but not the kind you might expect from a Hollywood legend. Eastwood didn't want a sleek, high-tech showroom filled with flashy cars. He envisioned something different, something that belonged. The result? A freestanding stone garage built to house just 2 vehicles, designed with painstaking attention to historical detail, crafted from materials that matched the ranch's original 1850s structures. The garage blends seamlessly into the property, as if it had always been there. Every beam, every stone, and every corner was created with purpose, to serve, not to show off. This garage wasn't about luxury, it was about legacy. It stands as a quiet symbol of Eastwood's enduring respect for history, his commitment to authenticity, and his love for Carmel's heritage. For Clint Eastwood, function always trumps flash, and this hidden treasure on his ranch proves just that. Although Clint Eastwood's garage appears timeless from the outside, it's far more than just a relic. Hidden beneath its rustic charm are carefully integrated modern upgrades. Updated electrical wiring and plumbing ensure the space is fully functional. But these improvements were installed with precision so as not to disturb the authenticity of the structure. The original stone walls remain untouched, and the design stays true to the ranch's 1850s aesthetic. The result is a seamless blend of past and present, working space that honors history while meeting today's needs. But Eastwood's garage at Mission Ranch is more than a place to park cars. It's a cornerstone of a much larger vision. It reflects his deep respect for craftsmanship, practicality, and quiet purpose. Built with deliberate care, the garage captures Eastwood's values: simplicity, resilience, and enduring quality. You've seen the exterior? Now, step inside and discover the secrets Clint Eastwood keeps within his private workshop. Once the doors open, it becomes clear that this is no celebrity showroom. There are no polished floors, neon signs, or over-the-top luxury. Instead, what you find is a raw working man's space where tools are used. Projects come to life, and nothing is for display. Large, heavy-duty workbenches dominate the center of the space, each one scarred from years of real labor. Along the walls, pegboards organize an impressive array of hand tools. Wrenches, spanners, hammers, and screwdrivers, arranged with a meticulous sense of order. Every tool has its place, and every piece serves a purpose. Woodworking tools are also part of this setup, nodding to Eastwood's personal interest in building and restoring things by hand. Whether it's repairing vehicle parts or carving a piece of oak, the space speaks to a man who finds satisfaction in creation. It's not just ownership. Storage is handled with simple, utilitarian wooden shelves. No gloss, no design, flourishes just solid, functional construction. These shelves hold oil cans, cleaning supplies, and spare parts. Grease-stained rags hang off the sides. Evidence of a man who still prefers to maintain his machines the old-fashioned way. Lighting here isn't dramatic, it's purposeful. Warm overhead lamps and focused task lights illuminate key areas, giving just enough visibility to get the job done. There are no ambient glows or decorative features. Everything here is built to work. Every inch of this garage feels like an extension of Eastwood himself, quiet, rugged, and unfazed by trends. It doesn't exist to impress, but to serve. It's a space where work gets done, tools are respected, and time slows down. This isn't just a garage. It's a sanctuary built on grit, skill, and self-reliance. But now we come to the part that truly makes this garage unforgettable. Clint Eastwood's legendary car collection vehicles hidden from public view for decades, each carrying a story worth telling. Among them is perhaps the most iconic, the 1972 Gran Torino Sport, the same car featured in Gran Torino. After filming Wrapped, Eastwood personally acquired the car and stored it here. While the vehicle's market value ranges from $40,000 to $75,000, its cultural significance far outweighs the price tag. It stands as a symbol of the film's gritty character. Unpolished, proud, and undeniably American. Then there's the ultra-rare 1966 Ferrari 275 GTB gift from legendary producer Dino De Laurentiis. The gesture was part of a deal to secure Eastwood's lead role in The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. It's more than just a collector's piece. It's a piece of cinematic history. It's tied directly to the moment Eastwood's career ascended into the stratosphere. And there's more. Each vehicle in this garage holds meaning, whether tied to Eastwood's film legacy, personal milestones, or simply his love for old-school machinery. This is not a museum. It's a personal archive of a life lived boldly, filled with stories, etched into steel and chrome. This garage, hidden in plain sight on a historic ranch, holds more than tools and engines. It holds the soul of a man who spent his life building, fixing, and protecting what he values most. At the time, it was a luxury gesture, the kind only Hollywood legends receive. The 1966 Ferrari 275 GTB, gifted to Clint Eastwood by famed producer Dino De Laurentiis, wasn't just a current, was one of the most iconic sports cars ever built. Today, well-preserved examples of this model sell for over $3 million. But Eastwood's Ferrari became even more unique. He later had it customized by none other than George Barris, the legendary designer behind the Batmobile and other Hollywood automotive icons. Barris gave the car a stunning, metallic green finish and installed ACB radio, turning an already rare Ferrari into a true one-of-a-kind creation. Eventually, Eastwood sold the car, but its legacy remains part of his legendary garage. Then there's one of the rarest beasts in automotive history, the 1967 Ford GT40 MK3. This wasn't just any car. Only 7 GT40 MK3 South were ever made for street use. And Eastwood reportedly acquired his after it had been hidden by a Ford engineer for over 30 years. The GT40 series is best known for beating Ferrari at Le Mans, and the MK3 model, with its refined body and road-legal configuration, is one of the most prized versions. Today, its value exceeds $4 million. And its presence in Eastwood's garage speaks volumes, not just about elite performance, but about the rebellious underdog spirit that mirrors Eastwood's cinematic persona. Parked nearby is a piece of European elegance, the 1957 Mercedes-Benz 300 Cell Roadster. Only 29 aluminum-bodied versions were ever made, making it a collector's dream. Sleek, powerful, and endlessly refined, the 300 SL adds a note of sophistication to Eastwood's otherwise rugged collection. Depending on condition, the car is worth over $1.5 million. But its true value lies in its graceful design and technical perfection, an homage to timeless European engineering. Another vehicle with deep personal roots is the 1937 Lincoln K Series convertible, which Eastwood used during the filming of Honky Tonk Man. He became so attached to the car that he later acquired one for his own collection. While its estimated value of $100,000 to $150,000 may seem modest compared to the others, its emotional significance is priceless. It's a car that ties together his cinematic storytelling and his personal love for American history. Just when you think the garage has revealed its crown jewels, it offers more barn finds and forgotten gems that speak not to Eastwood the movie star, but to Eastwood the preservationist. Among these treasures is one of the rarest finds in the world. A Shelby Cobra 289 competition, one of only 6 ever produced. Eastwood purchased it in 1964, then quietly tucked it away for nearly 6 decades. No restorations, no press, just pure untouched history. When the car was finally uncovered, it still had its original Goodyear tires, factory paint, and unmodified components, a rarity that sent shockwaves through the collector world. Unlike many Cobras that have been restored and altered, this one remained a time capsule, a pristine survivor of American racing heritage. This discovery highlighted an essential truth about Eastwood's garage. It's not built to show off, it's built to preserve. Inside are European classics, American hot rods, and vehicles that were previously undocumented, found through collector circles and enthusiast networks. They reflect a man who doesn't collect to impress but to protect stories, craftsmanship, and tradition. One particularly personal vehicle is the custom 1932 Ford Roadster hot rod. This wasn't a discovery. It was a creation built by Eastwood to reflect the spirit of California's golden age of hot rods. Sleek, powerful, and hand-built, the Roadster captures the youthful excitement of the era that shaped him. It's not just a car, it's tribute to the raw energy of post-war America. Another deeply meaningful piece is the 1960 Jaguar XK150 Roadster. British beauty featured in Play Misty for Me, Eastwood's directorial debut in 1971. After the film wrapped, he kept the car. Today it stands not just as a collector's item, but as a reminder of the film that marked his transition from actor to director. Each vehicle in Clint Eastwood's garage tells a story not just of horsepower and value, but of emotion, heritage, and purpose. These aren't just machines. They're chapters in the biography of a man who understands the beauty of things. Built to last. But his collection doesn't stop at vintage icons. Surprisingly, modern machines also line the garage, revealing a different side of Eastwood's automotive taste. He doesn't just collect the past, he embraces the present. Take the 1992 GMC Typhoon, for example. On the surface, it's a boxy SUV. But underneath, it's a performance powerhouse. With a turbocharged V6 engine, it could go 0 to 60 in just 5.3 seconds, faster than most sports cars of its day. Today, it's a cult classic. For Eastwood, it's a reminder that power sometimes hides in plain sight. Also among his collection is the 1966 Benny Countryman Cooper Esson, extremely rare and personalized version of the classic British wagon. With racing DNA and a compact, charming design, it shows Eastwood's respect for precision over size and performance over flash. But perhaps the most unexpected car in the garage is the Fiat 500e, a modest electric city car, far from the roar of a GT40 or the thunder of a Cobra. The 500e is quiet, functional, and modern. With 111 horsepower and a 0 to 60 time of 8.4 seconds, it's nimble in traffic and perfect for city driving. It comes with a digital display, touchscreen infotainment system, and everything you'd expect from an eco-friendly ride. Priced at around $34,000, it's not about status, it's about practicality. Eastwood has been spotted driving it around Los Angeles, proving once again he's not chasing trends, he's choosing what works. In a world where celebrities flaunt multi-million-dollar supercars, Clint Eastwood chooses substance over flash. Whether it's a vintage barn find, a movie icon, or an electric city car, every vehicle in his garage has a purpose. Together, they paint a picture of a man who understands the past, embraces the present, and still finds value in craftsmanship, utility, and timeless design. And beyond the horsepower and chrome, Eastwood's garage holds something even more personal. Clint Eastwood's garage is more than a shelter for legendary cars or a place to turn a wrench. It's a deeply personal space. Quiet sanctuary filled with soul, history, and memory. Step beyond the gleam of rare vehicles and past the carefully arranged workbenches. You begin to see something more intimate. A life preserved in objects. This isn't just a garage, it's a living memoir. There's a deliberate order in how Eastwood keeps his tools. Everything has a place. Wrenches are clean, the rags neatly folded, the labels hand-marked with care. It's reminiscent of Walt Kowalski, his character in Gran Torino, who treated his garage like sacred ground. But this isn't just method acting, it's Eastwood's real life, a trait rooted in his early years, when he worked with his hands long before Hollywood fame, speaks to a core belief. Real craftsmanship is a form of discipline. But this space isn't all grit and grease. Carries warmth, reflection, and the quiet weight of memory. Tucked between tool drawers and oil-stained shelves are relics of his remarkable career, personal artifacts that breathe life into the room. A revolver from Dirty Harry rests safely on display as a trophy, but as a turning point, a symbol of the role that changed his path forever. Nearby, several wide-brimmed hats from Unforgiven, The Outlaw Josie Wales, and other westerns sit with quiet pride. These aren't just costumes, they're icons of the characters who defined a genre and, in many ways, a generation. In one corner, Eastwood's lifelong love for music takes shape. A turntable, a stack of jazz records, few well-worn instruments. The collection isn't curated for show, it's made to be used. Jazz fills the room on slow afternoons, particularly the haunting notes of Charlie Parker, whose story, Eastwood, honored in the film Bird. Here, music becomes more than a soundtrack. It becomes part of the soul of the garage. A shelf holds a surprisingly touching display, a simple row of vintage oil cans, rusted, weathered, unremarkable to some, but to Eastwood, they are symbols of a bygone era. Tools of a generation that, built with its hands, took pride in maintenance and valued resilience over replacement. Scattered nearby are black and white photographs. Some are candid, others taken on film sets. Eastwood behind the wheel. Eastwood deep in thought. Eastwood laughing with his crew. These aren't framed like gallery art, they're tacked to the wall casually, like snapshots someone didn't want to forget. There's something human in their placement, something unpolished and real. Taken together, these details reveal a side of Clint Eastwood rarely seen: disciplined craftsman, the nostalgic collector, the man who never stopped working with his hands. His garage is a place of action, yes, but also a space of reflection. A tribute not only to the machines he loves, but to the values he's lived by: independence, loyalty, humility, and staying true to yourself. In an age where celebrity garages are often cold showrooms, Eastwood stands apart. It is warm, human, and quietly profound. It tells the story of a man who's never been about flash, but about substance. A man who values legacy over luxury and meaning over material. So while the million-dollar cars may catch your eye, it's the memories tucked into the shelves and shadows that leave the deepest impression. This is more than a garage, it's Clint Eastwood's legacy, parked one story at a time. What about you? Which part of Eastwood's garage surprised you the most? Drop your thoughts in the comments, we'd love to hear what resonated with you. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more incredible untold stories.